Today I want to talk about the VR11 case and how you guys can be farming this thing up before we get the schematic for it here in about a week and a half. I'm sure by now that most of us are aware that this gun is probably one of the best weapons in the game. It can help you guys out with doing things like the Red Worm, and especially with completing contracts like that escort mission in the Dark Aether that can be a big pain. So I'm almost positive that having these things is going to be very helpful when it comes to completing that new Dark Aether rift that we're going to get that's going to be getting the schematic for this thing. So with that being said, welcome on back to the channel, everybody. If y'all don't know, my name is Ghost. I appreciate everybody that stops by the video today. If you're into zombies content or anything Call of Duty, please do consider rocking that like button and subscribing to the channel, man. We just hit 12,000 subscribers and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support. So here over the last couple of days, I've been making a lot of runs in the Dark Aether, in the regular Dark Aether, and also in the Elder Dark Aether, and I've kind of noticed that whenever I go into the Elder Dark Aether, I've been having a pretty high chance of finding myself the Scorcher and the VR11 case. Now I'm sure most of you know how I'm going to be doing this, and that is by unlocking those locked rooms that are all over inside of the Dark Aether. And I probably should have made this video a while ago, but I've had quite a few comments of people asking me exactly where these keys are and what doors that they unlock. But with the luck that I've had the last couple of days in here, and I've found at least 3 or 4 of these things over the last couple of days, so I just kind of wanted to go through quickly here with the Scorcher case and exactly show you guys the 4 locations that I always check for these wonder weapons. So I know there is a lot more keys and other rooms that you guys can check as well, but from my personal experience, what I've noticed is in all of these other rooms, they're just power-ups that spawn in there. There's not really anything else that's going to be in those rooms, so they're kind of a waste of time. Usually when I do these Dark Aether runs and I go for those wonder weapons, that's usually the last thing I do. I usually do the contracts first and then I go for the wonder weapons. Well, in this run here, we're actually just going to go straight for those keys, and I'm going to go one by one. We're going to go and pick up the key, and then we're going to go over to the room that it unlocks, just so you guys know exactly where the keys are going to be, and then you guys can know exactly which room that they unlock. Now for our very first key, we're going to be going for the one that is down in the house on the very bottom floor on the kitchen table. Now for a few of these keys, they're actually relatively simple. They put them pretty close to the rooms that they should be unlocking. There is 1 or 2 that even still to this day I get kind of confused on, but like for this one, it's really easy. We're just going to grab the key here, and then we're going to boost up, and the room is actually just across the street in the fortress. We're going to go in this door right here, make a right, and the door is going to be locked to our left. Now unfortunately no wonder weapons in here this time, but that's all right. On to our next location, and this one is going to be relatively simple too. We're going to boost straight up in the sky, and then we're going to be aiming for that well that is right outside of the holdout mission area. Once you get down inside that hole, it might take you a second to find it, but just look around on all of those boxes that are down there. It's going to be just sitting on top of one of those boxes. But once you found that key, this one is really easy to get to this room. We're just going to grab that zip line and go back up and go back into the holdout mission room while we kill off a few of these mimics and zombies here. We're going to go up the stairs to the left, and then it's going to be the door that's directly in the middle. And in this one, we actually ended up finding a wonder waff case, and I will definitely take that. I love this wonder weapon. That's really the thing with doing this too, guys, is you can find any of the wonder weapons in here. It is all RNG, but any of them do have a chance of spawning in here. I find VR11s, I find Scorchers, I find wonder waffs and ray guns. Lately, it really does seem like the more that I do this when I'm in the Elder Aether, that I find a lot more Scorcher cases and VR11s as of lately. Now our next one that we're going to get is the key that's on the very top of the fortress. Now all of these keys are actually accessible on foot. Now for this one, if you guys don't know, all you have to do is jump across the bulldozer and a couple of the vehicles to get over here. But once we grab this key, the room that we need to unlock is directly underneath of us, so all we got to do is just drop straight down and go underneath the fortress, and it's going to be that little locked prison cell. And unfortunately nothing in here, so we're on to our very next location, and that's going to be at the main entrance of the fortress. If you go in here on the desk, there's going to be a key sitting right there on the desk on the left hand side. Now you'll notice here, in order to find this one, all you got to do, if you have the Scorcher anyway, is boost straight up, and it's going to be that little pathway that's along the left hand side of the fortress. Now this is the one that I always really get confused on, and I could never just find where this place was. When I have the Scorcher, I finally kind of figured it out, and it was really easy for me to find, but whenever I'm on foot, this one is always really confusing. But finally getting in here, we did end up getting a ray gun case, a damn ray gun. But as you can see here in the other room that's right next to it, this is another room that you can unlock with one of those other keys that are hidden out here on the map. But as you can tell through the wall right here, the only thing that's in here is a power-up, so it's not really worth your time. I'm not really sure why that they put a bunch of locked rooms with just power-ups out here. It doesn't really make any sense because, I mean, if you had more things to do out here in the Dark Aether, maybe it would make a little bit more sense, but I don't know why you would go through the trouble of finding keys just to get a power-up. But that is going to be about it for these locked rooms and these wonder weapons, and hopefully now you guys know exactly where the keys are and what rooms that they unlock. If you find yourself coming into the Elder Dark Aether, I would say that doing this is definitely worth it, and hell, even if you are just going into the regular Dark Aether, it's definitely worth it just to try even then too. But as of lately, from my testings, whenever I come into the Elder, I seem to find those things a lot. You can also find the VR11 case from defeating the Red Worm, but I don't know, I kind of think that coming in here and doing some things inside of the Elder is a little bit easier than doing that. Unfortunately, we didn't find any VR11s on this particular run, but I really just wanted to show you guys exactly where those keys are, exactly where the rooms are, and now you guys can come in here and find these things for yourselves on your next run. And I don't know why, but lately, whenever I am planning to come into the Dark Aether, I usually run into a group of people that are getting ready to do the Red Worm, so I'll usually go off and do that with them first before I head off into here. So the loot runs the last couple of days have honestly just been kind of insane. I got a couple of videos that are on the back burner that I can't wait to get to you guys. I know content lately has been drying up all around the Modern Warfare Zombies community, but hell, I cannot thank you guys enough for just keeping everything alive and going around here. Not only just speaking for myself, but I know a lot of other up-and-coming content creators right now that probably really appreciate it. I've been seeing a lot of people just pulling in some amazing views from this game. It's kind of funny that sometimes I kind of feel like some of the content creators out here are actually pulling more viewers than people that are actually playing the game. I don't the Zombies community is absolutely an amazing thing, and I love you guys. I really just hope that somebody over there at the Infinity Ward studio, the Sledgehammer studio, Treyarch, whoever, I know there's got to be somebody that is still there that is working on this game that has some passion and heart and soul towards it and knows that there's people out there that still play and love this game. And hopefully we got some interesting content that is still coming down the pipeline. I would like to see some big finale ending to this story, hopefully not too soon. I am really looking forward to Treyarch's game and just seeing what they are cooking up, but the one thing I really don't want to see is Modern Warfare Zombies just be left dry and cut short. I know we definitely have some interesting content that is definitely planned and coming down the pipeline, and you know, we are getting some pretty interesting stuff here in Season 2 Reloaded, but I'm really hoping for more, man. Like, hopefully we can get some bosses. Well, at this point, I wouldn't even mind if they were just different colored worms at this point. Like, I know that that would be like the least amount of effort that they could do, but at least it would be something else. Let us play on some other maps, like maybe Fortune's Keep. I know it was like semi-confirmed that we're not going to get any more maps, but it would be really nice if they would just do that. I don't see why it's impossible. And increase the stash limit a bit, and I think not only would I be happy, but I think that would really make the Modern Warfare Zombies community, or just the Zombies community, happy in general. But I don't know, I can't speak for everybody. I'm just one man that loves Call of Duty Zombies. So I'm gonna wrap up the video right here. Again, I appreciate everybody that stops by. Thank you all so much. You guys are honestly changing my life already. It means the world to me. And a big, huge extra shout out to all of my channel members. You guys are the backbone of this channel and allow me to keep doing what I do here. Please check out those links down in the description. If you guys get a second, drop a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if anybody is new. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you guys in the next one.